All right, and we're live. Hi, guys, and welcome to Polyglot Principles. My name is Modja. I'm a hyper polyglot who speaks 8 languages. I speak 4 of those at an advanced level. And this is the channel where I help ambitious language learners go from intermediate to advanced in their target language by giving them a very deep and detailed understanding of the principles of language learning. So today is another one of my in-depth videos, but it's different. Usually I have short videos. Those are published on Tuesday to Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I have in-depth videos. So this time I'm not talking alone. I have an interview guest. We're going to have a fun chat with Katharina Fink. And Katharina Fink is a YouTuber. She's an investor. She's a really interesting person. And I'll put the link to her channel below because I've watched it and she's really good at what she does. So today we're going to have a fun chat about language learning, how to go from intermediate to advanced, the details of language learning, fun stuff about Katharina. And this is going to be a lot of fun. So hold on to your seats. Katharina, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
It's really nice that you're able to dedicate the time to come and talk to us and serve the community, because I know that you're a very busy person. You have a lot to do. So we don't take it for granted. All right. So
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right. So let us start. Yeah, it's funny. There's this guru. His name is, I don't know if you know somebody called Sadhguru. Sadhguru is like just a really smart guy. He seems to have answers to every question. He's really clever. Some guy from India. And so I think he was doing a talk once, and they told him, "Hey, our time is taking away." And then he corrected the speaker, like, "No, no, no, it's not our time that's taking away. It's our life that's taking away." Right? So whenever someone chooses to devote time, they're not really devoting time. They're devoting a piece of their life. It's a really serious business.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, when I saw that, it just hit me.
You're right.
It gave me a different perspective on time. Time equals life. Time runs out, life runs out. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do an introduction. I want my people to know you. So who's Katharina? What do you do? Tell us a bit about yourself.
Okay, great question. Thank you for that. Who's Katharina? Yeah. I'm Italian. Who am I? I am Katharina. I have a German name as an Italian. What does that mean? I live in Italy, but my native tongue is German. So I actually am part of a German minority in Italy. And this is kind of where my language learning started. When I was little, I grew up with 4 languages. Do you hear me?
Yes, very well.
Okay. Thank you. Awesome. I grew up with 4 languages, which of those, of course, German, Italian, English, and Czech. My mom is Czech. And then I kind of continued loving languages because I saw how much of an advantage it actually is to know so many languages. And I believe, such as you do, you love languages. So that's what I devoted my time equal my life to. And I kind of go into depth with languages. So I studied 2 more languages, and now I'm studying again 2 more. So it's like I'm well off languages, and I love languages. But for the rest, as you said already, I love sports. I'm a professional athlete, and I just love working for myself, like really developing myself. And that's where I came when I stumbled upon investing. And I'm actually coming into Forex trading right now.
All right, that's good. You do have a lot on your plate, a lot of balls rolling at the same time. Very interesting. You said you're an athlete. What sport do you play? I think you told me before, but my guys don't know. So you got to repeat it.
Okay, I play badminton. It's a quite unpopular sport in Europe, but in Asia, it's like the sport. In China, it's the sport. Just as football for us in Italy, there it's badminton. And I believe badminton is just one of the best sports because you need everything. You need to be quick, you need to be reactive, you need to be strong. So it's like full body workout.
Yeah, that does sound like a lot of fun. So do you when did you start playing badminton?
I started with 10. That's a bit late, but still, since I'm quite dedicated, I became like rather good. So it's like I'm now have the possibility to really travel a lot through badminton. And just in the matter of a few years, I have seen whole parts of the world because of my passion I have for sports.
Ah, so you travel around playing badminton. So are you part of like some, what is it? A high school team, a professional team? What is it?
Oh, no. I'm actually part of the national team. I'm part
Ooh,
of the national team. Yeah.
very good. Very
Yeah.
serious athlete. Jeez. Okay, wait. Now I'm really
Yes.
fascinated. So I was fascinated before. Now I'm 200% fascinated. Let's see.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe 500%. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Thank you.
Tell me about it.
Do you play any sports?
I don't play sports, so some chess players think that chess is a sport, mental sport.
Right.
I'm a very
Right.
serious chess player, but no, it's not. I don't take it as far as sport. I don't think so. But it has a lot of
Mm.
elements of competition,
Yes.
self-development,
Yes.
and one thing
Mhm.
I like about sports is like it forces you to be honest. Or sports or any kind of competitive activity, it forces you to be honest. Like in real life, you can hide your weaknesses. If I tell someone, oh wow, whenever you mention this, it makes me feel bad, and people be like, oh okay, sorry, we're not gonna say that. We're not gonna attack your weaknesses and so on, which feels good, but you don't grow much. In a sport, there's a bunch of people, a team and a coach whose job it
Yeah.
is to
Right.
find your weaknesses and exploit them. So it forces you to grow
Oh my God.
really quickly
Yes.
and be honest.
Yes. Yes. That's the great thing about it. As an athlete, you really have another kind of dedication and another kind of mindset because you really are struggling when you're really taking it to a high level.
Oh no,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I think one of the big things is discipline, right?
Yeah.
Badminton is a team
Yeah.
sport, isn't it? You have like a team of players, or is it
Not really.
individual?
It's more individual or doubles. There can be two players, like two playing against, or one playing against.
Uh-huh. Wait, now this is
Hmm.
you started at 10 playing badminton. I'm guessing people start much younger than 10.
Yeah.
So how are you able to very quickly get to the national team?
Okay. So for one reason, it is because Italy, badminton is not really practiced so much in Italy.
Hmm.
So yeah, I by the time of 15, I had the possibility to become national champion in the whole Italy. But actually, when you go to China and everything, it's not that easy. But still, like I had quite good level, let's say, internationally, because I had a good coach, and that's like the thing. If you have a good mentor in whatever it is in life, if you really have a good mentor that follows you every step, and if you have a good team behind of you, and if you devote all the time in this passion, you'll be good. The same thing with language learning, right? If you have a good mentor, if you have people around you that help you, you're gonna grow.
Yes. No, that's an accelerant. I made a video once for this channel
Mhm.
where I was talking about basically, I think the title was about, do you need a language coach or not? That was the title of it.
Mhm.
And I had mentioned
Mhm.
that strictly speaking, you don't need a coach to succeed. But there's a reason why the best of the best all have coaches. Uh,
Yeah.
because a coach can help you achieve in 1 year what you might achieve alone in 5. So I
Right.
was emphasizing the importance of it, and that's basically what you're saying here. It's you got a coach, and that's one of the reasons why you're able to progress so quickly compared to people who might
Yeah.
even
Same.
started much earlier than you.
Yeah, definitely. Also in other aspects of life, if you really want to do Like you can do anything on your own. You can learn anything on your own. But the difference between having a mentor and learning it on your own, the mentor can actually tell you all the things he has gone through and can tell you much more things that you maybe need to find out by yourself when you study alone.
Yes, and
So you
one
progress a
thing.
lot quicker.
Yes, absolutely. It's I mean, there's many factors. Some of them we can point to. So, like one of the factors you're saying is, hey, you don't have to find out a lot of stuff on your own. You could just the coach can just tell you the stuff, and you proceed much quicker. That's one factor. Hey, do you have any other like reasons why? Because okay, I'll also tell you something similar. So I used to play chess a lot before as a kid. I wasn't so serious. And then I suddenly decided to become serious. And I got a coach. And the coach taught me like within the first lesson more than I was able to learn on my own. So I could notice I could notice just a huge jump in understanding, you know? Yeah. So I mean, I have a bit of a fascination for coaches and trainers, a good trainer, and what they can do to help you achieve results quickly. So,
Yeah.
do you have any other like reasons why you think why is it that one progresses much faster when they work with a good coach than when they work alone? Some other reason,
Yeah.
perhaps. Yeah.
Another reason, of course, there's this good quote, what could help us understand what I'm saying right now. It's monkey sees, monkey do. So it's like does, sorry. Monkey sees, monkey does. Like
I
if
think
you are around
monkey
people that have
see,
the
monkey
same,
do.
oh, monkey see, okay, monkey see, monkey do. Yeah, so that's what I want to say by that is that if you are around people with the same mindset, which could be either your coach or just language partners or whatever partners it is what you want to achieve, it's much easier for you because you're just around those people with the same mindset and that actually do progress to achieve this goal. So it's like if you're alone, you maybe don't have people around you that you could look at. But when you are with coaches, when you are with other people that do the same thing, what you're doing, you progress much faster because you're just in this position where you see this, and where you need to actually act too. Because if you're in a group and you don't do anything, like that's strange. If you're in a group, everybody has the same goal. You actually do more because also of competing or whatever it is. Like you do more if you're around those people.
Yes, yes, that makes sense. Like they certain people, I think I noticed this where somebody on their own, they're not very disciplined. But when they join a team, they suddenly become disciplined. I think I heard stories about
Yes.
people who will join the military. And you know, the military is all discipline. You wake up at a particular time, your haircut is a particular way, everything is just structured. Yes, sir, yes, general, or whatever.
Yes,
And,
yes.
and every plan is executed and so on. And these people would leave the army and they become like overweight or totally undisciplined, unmotivated.
Damn.
So basically,
Yes.
that you see, they didn't have self-discipline, but somehow the environment disciplined them.
Yes. Yes.
So you're right, yeah, because that's another aspect. It's kind of like accountability, isn't it? Like, you have to be accountable to your
Of
coach
course.
or your trainer, and
Yeah.
that kind of
Yeah.
makes you more disciplined also.
Definitely. Definitely. I believe not only language learning, you need to have those few steps. Like this is also for everything in sports. You need to have somebody to be accountable with. That's why we go on tournaments, for example, because then we can measure ourselves, our level, and we can see, okay, what do we need to work on? Same thing with languages. If you don't have an accountability partner that you don't talk to or stuff, you don't know where you stand right now.
Oh, I didn't understand that. Do you mean like being able to measure your progress? Is
Your
that what you're
progress,
talking
yeah.
about? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, it's hard to measure your progress alone. Is that what you're saying? And that's another thing that a coach helped you to do, or like
Yeah,
some sort of
definitely.
study partner, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's powerful. Like you know, wait, you and I are both fans of the book Think and Grow Rich. And one of the chapters is called Masterminds, which talks about, and he says, I listened to him talk about this too. There's some old videos of Napoleon Hill, the author. And he talks about when people work in harmony, it's like their spirits are united. So he was talking about something beyond just physical. Like there's also a psychic component. Like he said, okay, let's say we have your mind, you're trying to learn a language. And then if you work alone, it's only your mind at work. But if you get your mind and you combine it with another mind, actually you don't have two minds. You have a new mind called the master mind. And one of my friends says that when two minds come together, it's not times two. You'd think, okay, 1 + 1 mind, two minds. No, you said it's like times 10. Just the growth is not linear. It's just like a huge leap, you know?
Yeah. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. So, yeah. And also, as you said, accountability, you can either have it with people with the same goal, or if you want to really do it on your own, which, okay. So if there's still people that think, okay, I don't need nobody that I stay accountable with. There is a way to stay accountable with yourself, but I wouldn't really recommend it, because then like there's no need to really learn language. Yeah, to communicate. But you talking and then you see it in 30 days and see what the progress was. But that's not really the goal of languages, right? You want to use languages actually.
Sorry, could you repeat that? I haven't totally understood what you mean.
Okay, so there is some people that, of course, despite all those language coaches and those language classes, they still think that they want to learn it on their own, and that's totally fine. But at the end, what really the goal of languages is to use them. And that's why I think accountability partners, as in coaches or as in just accountability partners, it could be your friend, is crucial. It's crucial. So also when you learn languages on your own, it's always crucial to have at least someone that you can speak this language to.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially if you're practicing speaking. If you're practicing reading, maybe you might not need one, or just listening, but speaking, absolutely. You do need, or even your writing, you need like some human to correct it. Yeah, it's important. It's important to learn with others. No, and there's also another aspect of it. If you're working with somebody else, like do you think it's important for the people to like each other, or it doesn't matter so long as they're helping each other? Like, let's say you and I don't like each other, but let's not say we don't like each other, but let's say you and I, okay, there's no real connection between us, but we're having like a language exchange. I speak a bit of English, you speak a bit of German. Does that work, or is it necessary for them to be like kind of connected, really like each other? Does that improve the learning process or something? Yeah.
That's a very, very, very interesting question you asked right there. I believe you can learn languages also if you don't love your language partner, let's say, if you're not close friends. But I believe if you like this person, your language learning is going to another level in comparison to when you don't like this person as a friend. The reason why I say this is because when you learn a language with a person you don't really enjoy talking to, or which you just talk to because you just want your benefit out of it, you will connect this kind of person to the language. So it's like every time you think about this language, you're like, okay, I need to talk to this person again. But if actually your language partner is somebody you love talking to, then what happens? You want to talk to this person all the time, and you use this language all the time, right? And you will have much more fun learning it. And you will actually also want to spend more time outside of your study sessions improving, because then you can have a better communication with this very person, right? So I believe inner kind of, how do you say, interpersonal connections make a huge part in language learning.
Yes, absolutely. I think so too. The learning is not the same. Like, let's say you and I were learning, and let's say we are indifferent to each other. It's just an exchange of
Yeah.
services. I teach you this, you teach me this. It's like maybe typical relationship between teacher and student.
Yes.
And then the learning when you and I like each other is, I think the same thing is much, much higher.
Yes.
Much higher.
Yes.
I think part of it has to do with receptivity also. See, in order to learn, like, okay, wait, I watched this video. Okay, you're also a fan of Bob Proctor. So
Yeah.
There is a seminar Bob Proctor did like in the 1980s or something called Born Rich, name of the seminar. And in one of them, they were talking about Bruce Lee. And basically they were saying Bruce Lee, people came to Bruce Lee. You know, have you ever watched any of Bruce Lee movies?
I haven't.
Okay, all right. So you're not into that stuff. All right. Anyways, Bruce Lee, right? But you know the guy, obviously, or do you not know him? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I know.
So apparently he was really big in the past. Everyone loved him. He was a great martial artist, and basically students came to Bruce Lee asking him, "Hey, can you teach us martial arts? Can we be as good as you are?" And he said, "You have a lot of wrong ideas about martial arts. In order for me to teach you martial arts, you're going to have to let go of all of your ideas and all of your notions and allow my knowledge to come in." So you have to be basically totally receptive. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is if I'm working with Katharina and I really like Katharina and I really can't wait to talk to you, then my receptivity is like extra high. Right? I'm more likely to accept what you say. I'm more likely to receive correction from you.
Yes.
But if I don't like you, then it's like, you know, I'll be more resistant and therefore learn less by unit time.
Yeah. I need to write this down because this is so valuable.
Yeah, well, it's fun talking to you. You have a lot of great ideas. Okay. So that's you on sports.
Yeah, I hope the internet is okay.
Yeah, the internet is fine. I can hear you fine. Oh, one moment. Okay, merci. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. My internet is fine. I can hear you perfectly fine. Can you hear me fine as well, or is it not working out nicely?
I can hear you fine.
Okay, great.
I can hear you fine.
All right.
Yeah, but what you were saying about receiving and everything, I can make a quick example with schools, how schools teach languages and what happens when somebody else learns languages because of passion. Like, I know so many people that study 5 years, 6 years of French, Spanish in school, and they hate it because they don't have this connection with their teachers, with their class. But once they actually go out on an exchange journey, for example, in France or in Spain, they learn the language within months. Can you explain this?
Well, I think one of it was saying, you remember you mentioned before, like use of a language. It's important to use the language.
Yes.
Maybe they use it more. That might be one reason. Do you have any other reasons why? Like someone can be in a classroom, not learn much, and then they take a trip to Brazil or wherever, and then all of a sudden, whoa, the Portuguese has just gone up.
It's maybe because, in fact, as you said, the use of it, they just need it, because if not, they will not survive, in a sense. And the other one is because they actually see like what they can do in their life if they learn it. Because if they live there, they can talk to so much more people. They actually have this connection to the language, rather than just in class, where the language is connected to grades, whereas the language is connected to laughter of your schoolmates when you say a word wrong, you know.
Yes,
so it's actually much deeper. Yeah.
So you mentioned that you learned, you are raised on 4 languages, yes? think you said
Mhm.
Italian, German, and two others. What else was it? Czech,
Yeah,
and then what was the other one?
Czech and English.
English.
German,
Okay.
English, Italian, and Czech.
So
Yeah.
you grew up in an environment where they spoke all those languages?
Well, two of them in school, Italian and English in school, and two of them at home.
Okay. And the ones
Yeah.
at home were German and Czech.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. I understand German because you said your family is from Austria, uh, originally, right?
Mm-mm.
Did you say that? Or you just live next to Austria?
We live next to Austria, and my whole region was Austrian once.
Oh, okay, that's the reason. Okay, so the Austrian part makes sense. Why you speak why German was like a language when you were a kid.
Yeah.
What about Czech? Why is Czech also? Why did you also learn Czech as a kid at home?
Well, because my mom is from Czech Republic,
Ah, I
so that's
see.
just her mother tongue, and yeah,
Okay, okay.
yeah.
Ah, that makes sense.
Mhm.
Okay, so your dad is your mom is Czech, and is your dad Italian?
Yes, my dad is Italian and half Swiss, but yeah, that's why I'm very, very mixed. But in Switzerland, they speak German.
Yes,
So
yes, yeah. Yeah.
German, Italian, and French. French is still on my bucket list, though. I'm learning it right now.
Oh, well, okay. How many languages are you learning now?
Well, speaking with intermediate and up is 6, and now I'm learning French and Indonesian because in Indonesia badminton is huge, and since I am going to be a world-class badminton player,
Good, good.
I need to know Indonesian.
Oh, really? I didn't
Yeah,
even know it.
and right,
So Indonesia is a top badminton country.
yes, yes.
Do they produce
Mhm.
all like there's certain countries, for example, in the past, Soviet Russia used to produce all the chess world champions. And then if you go to
Oh,
football in the past, the champions always used to come from Brazil, or many of them used to come from Brazil.
yeah,
Certain countries tend to produce many champions. Is Indonesia one of those for badminton?
yes. Indonesia, Japan, China, yeah, and soon to be Italy.
It's yeah, yeah. I think that might be like a kind of it would be a big project, right? To like,
Yes.
oh, I don't know how one would do that. Hmm.
Well,
Okay.
it's a lot of work, a lot of work.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Okay, so there's this author called Malcolm Gladwell, and he wrote. He was
Mhm.
talking once, I think, and very smart guy, absolute genius. Um, okay, he was talking about tokens and pariahs, but the concept was this: sometimes in a country or in a field, someone does something for the first time, and
Yeah.
when they do it, everybody gets inspired to do it. So, for example, let's say Italy never had a badminton champion ever. And
Mhm.
then all of a sudden, somebody becomes the badminton world champion. And all the kids get inspired, and now the country starts producing champion after champion.
Yeah.
Sometimes it happens that way. And other times, one Italian becomes the badminton champion, and people are impressed. Yeah, amazing. But it doesn't spark like a badminton revolution. Uh, in the
Mhm.
country.
Yeah.
So I'll bring that in relation to what you said before. Like if you were to start a badminton culture in Italy, it might take a lot of work or it might take no work if it's like just one of those where you just need to inspire people to see that it's possible.
Yeah. Yeah. But for people to be inspired, it also needs enough coaches, and it needs enough just real estate to actually train them, because you cannot train badminton outside. You need to be in a hall, you need to have a good coach, you need to have good equipment. So
It's
for
costly.
whenever Yeah. So whenever the champion is gonna come, which is most probably gonna be me,
Good, good. Hey, why are you
then
putting the you should get rid of the probably. No, most
well,
probably. Change it to
because
definitely.
maybe it's definitely, but I believe maybe people on the call would say, this guy cocky. So
It's all right. It's all right. Like,
but it's definitely in my head. I already vision it.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. So yeah, the polyglot in the polyglot principles community, like one of the defining features of members is that they're extremely ambitious people. So this is one of the places where it's okay to it's okay to dream, and crazy is normal at polyglot principles.
Yes.
You got
Yes.
it.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's not like a place that's one of the reasons why I focus on people at the ambitious people at the intermediate to advanced level. These are people who love excellence. So when you mention a big goal to them, they're excited because they're excellent people. They're interested in excellence. They don't just want to get by
Yeah.
or be average and so on. Okay.
Yeah. That's
So,
something, and that's interesting that you say this. That's interesting. Like people from intermediate to advanced have actually already had a kind of mindset shift. And what I saw in the language learning community is that people have a similar mindset to what business owners or what just business people have, because they all have this dream big, do much mindset, right? Because we know in languages, if you don't do, if you're not a doer, you're just a dreamer, you're not going to learn this language. But if you are a dreamer that does, you're going to reach fluency, or you're going to reach fluency in multiple languages.
Yes. Yeah, you have to be a practical dreamer.
Yeah,
That's a
dreamer.
practical
Totally
dreamer.
right.
All right. Actually, funny thing, people who it's like a real dream has to be detailed. Like really detailed. And
Yeah.
most people who think of themselves as dreamers don't even take the time to have a detailed dream. So I might not even call them dreamers. Like let's say if I say, oh yeah, my dream is to be good at German. Okay. That's kind of a lazy dreamer. It's not really a dreamer. You gotta be specific. What do you mean? What do you mean? By when? And in what way? What do you mean by being great at German? And then you say, okay, I'm able to give a 1 hour comedy in German. Like, okay, now that's specific, something we can work with. That's a true dreamer because you can see the details. Yeah. But okay, so you brought up mindsets. In your experience, because you're very good at many languages, you speak 6 now, you said, right? More than 6. How many total do you speak?
I am working on more than 6 now.
Oh wait, you're working on more than 6.
Speaking 6, but
Keep going.
So speaking 6.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so speaking 6, and now I'm working on 2 more. So yeah, I wouldn't call them still languages I know, but I speak 6 languages at a fairly good level.
Okay. So you speak 6 languages. Wait, why did I bring that up? I've forgotten my train of thought. Oh, yes.
You said
good.
about mindset. Yeah.
Yes, correct. So you speak 6 languages, which is absolutely remarkable. So very amazing. So what are the mindsets that have helped you to do that? To speak these languages as well as you do?
Great question. Of course, number one thing for everybody, be coachable. Be coachable, really. Because if you're not coachable, if you're closed-minded, like nothing is gonna come in, no input, right? Be coachable, be open. That's, I think, something that really has changed. When I was a little kid, I hated Italian and I hated this, that. I hated it. But what the sports has taught me is that I need to be open. And there's this one day I will never forget. When I was sitting, watching other people play, right? And behind of me were Brits talking. And I heard the British accent. I'm like, I want to talk like this. And I understood, in order for me to get the British accent, I need to talk to those people. I cannot talk to Italian acquiring the British accent, right? I need to talk to Brits. I need to be open and I need to listen to a lot. I need to have a lot of input. So I needed to stay coachable. And I'm so happy I learned this at a young age, because there's still people at a very like advanced age that are still not coachable, that are still not coachable. And
absolutely, absolutely right. Yeah, it's actually amazing. People in the audience might not know, but Katharina is 17, yeah, which is really amazing. She's done a lot already, knows a lot of stuff, is on the right path in life. Very, very
thank you.
amazing. So, yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's amazing. I have a friend with whom we used to wonder about this. What causes people to change, or what causes people to, like part of being coachable is being willing to change.
Yes.
So
Yes,
we asked the
definitely.
question, what causes people to change? Because, like you mentioned, you've learned this at an early age, the importance of being coachable.
Yeah.
Somebody
Yeah.
else, you've learned it at 19. Or did you say 17? Sorry, you're 17. Did I say 19 before? You're 17, right?
I'm 17.
17, right. Okay. So you're 17. Now,
Mm-hmm.
you learned it at 17. Somebody else is going to learn it in their 20s. You're going to find people who are 50 and haven't learned it. So what causes people to want to change and really want to learn? My friend and I were asking ourselves the question. Yeah. What do you think? Let me ask it this way. Why is it that you have decided to learn and be serious at 17, and others are 40 and still not serious, not willing to learn, think they know everything?
Okay. I believe it's because I'm hungry. I'm hungry for development. That's it. Because some people, of course, are staying in a comfort zone. People stay in their comfort zone and they believe their life's good. So of course they're not hungry for development. They don't want to change. But I'm hungry because I saw different places. I talked to different people. I'm like, I'm not in the place where I want to be. I need to change in order to get from place A to place B, right? I'm hungry.
You're hungry, right? Oh, I see. So you're talking about desire here, isn't it? You have like you have a strong desire. You're hungry for success, and so this success
Yes.
forces you to change.
Yes,
So
definitely.
do you think that people who, let's say, are not serious, they don't really want to change, they don't really want to take in feedback, do you think that there are people who are not hungry, who don't really want to succeed?
Finish the question. Did you? I think
Yes.
you just. I think you.
It was a question.
I
Yes,
think
yes.
you just.
I was asking, do you think that?
No.
Yeah. Sorry, can you hear me now?
You just said half of the question. I didn't. Yes, I didn't hear the other half of the question.
Oh, okay. Maybe the connection. All right. No, so I was saying, do you think that people who kind of don't want to change, is it because they're not hungry? They don't really want to succeed? Katharina, are you still there? Hello?
Oh, and by the way, I loved it so far. Like, it's really, really interesting talking to you. Thank you so much.
That's cool. All right, we're back recording. Everybody heard what you just said. Which is even cool. All right, guys, we got disconnected. No worries, we're back. We're not going to be taken down by technology. All right. So
yes.
Yeah, okay. So we stopped. I was asking you a question. You had said that. So the reason why at 17 you become you're serious, you're open to learn, you want to get better, you want to change, is because you're hungry, and you're hungry. You want to achieve things in life. You have goals, right? And you really want to achieve those goals, and that's part of why you're open to change and all of that. So then I was asking you, do you think that some people don't change because or most people who don't change, is it because they are not hungry?
Okay. The reason why I love answering this question now is because it has to do also with the mindset. People that are hungry are trying to, or are finding, like there's no question it, are gonna find a way. And you know what it takes in order to have a winning mindset. You need to talk to yourself in a way. You need to like attract things, because what you think, what you say will actually come into your life. So people that are not hungry, that are just not that passionate, they're not gonna find for example, the books it needs, Think and Grow Rich, you know? So it's like people that are like, do I want to learn this language or do I not want it, are not as efficient as the people that have the adapt this winning mindset, you know? So if they say, yeah, I maybe want to study French in the future, that's not the same thing as saying, no, I'm learning French every day for the next 3 months and I'm going to be fluent. You see the difference?
Yes, yes. So you're touching on two things there. Hey, this is all stuff in Think and Grow Rich. I really love this. Okay, so one of them is
Yes.
desire, having a burning desire. That's a concept in the book,
Yes.
which means
Yes.
you want something so much that you don't tolerate anything other than it. Think of a guy whose head
Yes.
is on fire. There is nothing they want more than to put that head in water and take out the fire,
Yes.
and nothing else
Yeah.
is acceptable. If you give them a pizza, you say, I'll give you a lot of money. They're like, I don't care about your money. I don't want your pizza. I don't want sex. I don't want anything. All I want
Yes.
is this fire to go away. That's a burning desire, right? Okay, so
Yes.
that's the first thing,
Yes.
which you've mentioned, is you want to succeed. You really want to learn these languages. And so that makes you naturally serious. You're willing to do anything it takes. If you have to change, then you
Yeah.
change. And then the other thing you've just touched on again there is decision, because you're saying some people are not really decided. Maybe I want to learn it, maybe not. And you're saying, no, I'm going to learn it and I'm going to do it every day. How
Yeah.
important is that decisiveness when it comes to learning a language?
Absolutely, so important, because at the beginning you will have motivation, but what actually is important for the long run is having this discipline. And if you're not decisive, if you don't have your strong why are you doing this, when are you going to do this, if you don't have the plan for it, how are you going to succeed? Because the motivation will not last forever.
Yeah, that's right. Motivation. I think I saw a motivation video saying motivation is crap. Or it wasn't a motivational video, but some successful person I think was saying that motivation is crap. That's right, because yeah, this happens a lot, right? People get fired up about learning the language, and then afterwards they stop. They quit because the
Yeah.
motivation runs out. Maybe it lasts a week or 2 weeks, and then the person quits. So, are you saying that the solution to like basically keeping, let's say, are you saying that the solution to basically being persistent, right, even when you're not motivated, is making the decision and having the strong desire?
Yes, definitely, of course. Because as I said, like or as you said also, motivation is not gonna last. Maybe not, but you just need to adapt this habit. You need to adapt this habit. You need to adapt this routine, because then it's just like brushing your teeth. Language learning will be a part of your life and you will succeed in either way, because it's a habit in your day-to-day life.
So, is language learning a habit for you now?
It is partially because I made it a habit to be open to people. So whenever I see a Chinese person on the street that I find is looking nice and stuff, not nice in appearance, but I say nice in like open. I go
Okay.
to them and I talk to them, and that's a habit I made, right? So it's like for me, talking to the people is so important, because when you come to a specific level in your language learning, you don't need to sit down and study it no like anymore as much as you did it in the beginning, because you actually know how to use this language. So it's much more efficient to use it, and to use it as much as possible.
Yeah, you're right. this is actually something I've been, yeah, this is something I've been thinking about. So one of the I've been learning German for the last year, since October of last year.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
uh, my approach to it was studying the language. But then
Mm-hmm.
eventually I realized I have to make the transition into
Yeah.
living or using the language, not really studying it, but
Yes.
just, hey, I have a document to write. I could write it in English. I choose to write it in German. Or I have a book to read. Why not read the
Yes.
German version, and so on? So,
Yes. Yes.
so have you done that with your current languages? Have you
Yes.
transitioned
I
them into your normal life?
mm-hmm. There's some, like as you said, your German was with books and with documents. I only listen to Spanish songs. I don't listen to English much. I just listen to Spanish. Now I have my relationship is in English, so I don't use German or Italian for my relationship. No, I have many friends from America. So I kind of made the sacrifice to give some things up out of my comfort zone and utilize other languages to have those very parts in my life in other languages. And
Mhm.
I can say it's a complete success. It's a complete success.
And
Mhm.
do you feel that you improve when you make the transition from studying the language to living it or using it as a tool in your life?
Definitely. Definitely. That's one important thing. Like the moment you step, that's a good example here, I think. The moment you step into another country where they speak the target language of yours, like your language after just 2 weeks can improve so much because you're living in the language, not only sitting in class once a week, twice a week. No, you're in there and you're using it 24/7. And that makes the hugest difference.
Mhm. So
Yeah.
no, there's like two
Because
types.
again, you will
Yeah,
connect. Mm?
I'm
You will,
listening. Keep
again, as
going.
we said before, you will yeah. It's just not very synchronized.
I
So
understand.
you speak in 5 minutes, seconds after I hear it. So what I'm saying is that you will connect passion to what you're doing. So if you live this language and if you love reading books and you have this passion for reading books in this very language, in this very target language of yours, so it's again a surplus. It's again a plus why you improve in this language because you just connect your passion to your target language.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's
Mhm.
right. Yeah, I hadn't thought of it like that. So when you decide to live the language, to live in the language, as opposed to just
Mm-hmm.
studying it, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and you use it to do things that are meaningful to you, then you're connecting your
Yes,
passion with the language,
definitely.
and that helps with that helps you to improve. Okay, so I
Mm-hmm.
do have a question for you though. Like, okay, there's this thing. I think I read it somewhere. So when people, let's say, start out learning how to type, let's say you've never typed before, you start to type. Uh, they have to put in a lot of effort to type, and as a result, within the first couple of weeks, their skill at typing is going to go up.
Yeah.
Until then, they'll reach a certain point where they are no longer improving. Their typing skill is no longer improving. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing if you've been studying a language for a long time and then you make the transition to using it,
Mm-hmm.
at the beginning, I'm feeling like I've just made the transition, so I can't totally talk about it. Consciously made the transition from studying German to using it as a tool. So if I have to do my
Mm-hmm.
affirmations, I'll do them in German. If I have to write a plan
Mm-hmm.
for something, write it in German, and so on. So I
Yeah.
can't really talk
Yeah.
about it yet, but you've done it, so I'll ask you questions. Um, so if you make the transition from studying a language to living or using the language, I'm guessing
Mm-hmm.
that at the beginning, you're going to improve a lot. Your
Mm-hmm.
skill is going to go up. And then do you reach a point where
Yes.
it stops improving?
I don't think that it stops improving. Just the effort for you to learn new things is bigger because the effort from you learning let's say 10% is easy because like you start from zero. So everything you learn new is going to be new. But when you have that's it, like you start here, like you start from zero, right? And then if you just know one word, you're improving a lot because you didn't know this word before. You start from zero. But there's a point in language learning where you, let's say, reach basic fluency and you know how to say much things. So it's like you need to dig deeper into the language in order to learn new things. And that's why people, I think, believe that there's this intermediate plateau where they don't improve. I believe you just need to put more effort in. And by more effort, I mean more time or more situations where you use this language. So I believe you do improve. It's just very, very, very slow and steady. Very slow and steady. Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it seems to not grow at all. For example, my native language is English, but
yeah,
I mean, if I looked at my English now and 5 years ago, it hasn't really gotten that much better. I would say it's like,
yeah.
So in this case, I use English language. I think in English, dream in English, everything in English, and there's basically it's like there's no real improvement in my English.
Well then,
why is that happening, do you think?
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
If you are here in your native region, Congo, are you like one of the best speakers in the room? Are you one of the best English speakers in the room?
Where I live, yeah, I'm just generally a very good speaker anywhere.
Okay, so in order for you to improve, you need to be with great English speakers, because if you just talk to people that know your English and less, how are you gonna know more things? But when you listen to podcasts where they use where they use very good English language and great, nice grammar, where you feel like, damn, I need to learn so much more, that's when you're gonna improve. Because you are right now at a great level, but how can you improve if you're not around people that know more than you? Let's say you're how do you call this?
Comfort zone?
Comfort zone in one point, but it's like you're already like too big for your tank. Let's say you're a fish and you grew, but now
big fish in a
you're
small
too...
pond.
Yes, big fish. You need to go to the ocean then.
Okay, I need to go to an ocean where I'm a small fish. Okay, small fish in a big pond. Okay. So this is interesting. So what you're saying is basically my English hasn't gotten better. It's at the same level. And one of the reasons is that I am not interacting with people whose English is way better than mine.
Yes, I believe so. Because I know people that are in America for years, for 50 years. I know people that are in Italy for 40 years and their Italian is not good. Why? Because they never stepped out of their comfort zone to actually have great and meaningful conversations. Maybe like, I explain myself better because that's not the case for everybody. So just last weekend, I talked to a person from Morocco. This person is in Italy for 40 years already, but his Italian is very slow. He's making a lot of errors. And I was thinking, why doesn't he know fluent Italian, even if he's here in Italy for 40 years? And I just think, okay, maybe he doesn't go out. He doesn't go out of his comfort zone, by meaning maybe he stays with his family a lot and speaking Arabic. He had work that was just cleaning the kitchen. And that's a work where you don't really interact with many people. And I believe if you're not coachable and if you're not open, if you just do your work for 40 years, you don't use Italian ever, your Italian is not going to improve, even if you are 40 years in Italy, right? But if this very person was forced to talk to people, was making, was having another environment, for example, being the waiter rather than just cleaning the kitchen, being a sales accountant, I don't know the word, but it's like if he was forced, he would be much more accountant. Yeah, he would be much better in Italian, I believe.
Okay. So there is a
comments.
couple of stuff there. One is openness. Some people don't improve because they're not open to new information, correction, and so on. Another thing
Just
you
1 second.
mentioned
Hold on.
is,
Okay.
yep,
Sorry.
some people they are not open to new information. That's why they don't improve.
Yes.
Uh,
Mhm.
Other people, a reason why they're not improving is they're interacting with people whose level in the language is the same as theirs or lower. And
Mhm.
then another reason you've just mentioned is they're
They
too
don't step out of the
comfortable.
comfort zone.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, the comfort zone.
Mhm.
Yes, actually, yeah, this is absolutely correct. I think I've made videos where I talk about the three zones: comfort zone, uh, let's say sweet spot, and the let's say overwhelm zone. Let's put it that way. Overwhelm means something is way too out of your comfort zone, too hard. And sometimes it's just too easy, comfort zone, or sometimes it's in your sweet spot. It means it's
Yeah.
out of your comfort zone, but it's not too overwhelming. Okay. And so,
Mhm.
so long as if you step out of your comfort zone, you learn. Otherwise, you stop
Mhm.
learning or you learn very little.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, okay, I think there's something I want to share with you, which I
Sure.
saw in a TED Talk. So, you said before, whenever you want to learn new stuff, you need to forget all that you thought about this very stuff. The same thing with Bruce Lee. The people that want to learn from Bruce Lee, they need to empty out everything they thought about martial arts before. The same thing about languages. Imagine you're a native American speaker and you want to learn Italian. You need to eliminate your English thinking of Italian, because what happens if you start learning Italian with an American mindset? You're gonna say buongiorno, come stai, and you're not gonna learn the real Italian pronunciation. You're gonna say Mario rather than Mario, So this is the same thing. If you learn a new language, you start from zero. No, you need to say same thing. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So in this case, you're talking about letting go of your previous accent or your previous
Yeah.
ideas about how words should be pronounced.
Yes, because also, yes, that's it. Just your previous everything. Because Americans would say to a kind of pizza, like let's say, there's this very example. So there's a kind of pizza we call calzone. And I talked to American and he was like, calzone. And I was like, that's not how you pronounce it. It's not calzone.
That's exactly the American calzone. That's so funny.
Right? Right?
And you didn't like it at all, huh? It's like pronounced the thing correctly.
Yeah, I was like, look, you're talking to an Italian. You better fix this.
Yeah. I see. Yes, yes. Yeah, that's right. I remember. So, I mean, my Chinese isn't good. I just know the basics. But I remember there's a time I decided to learn it seriously back in college. And my teacher was like an 11-year-old girl, Chinese girl. And she was very severe teacher. Right? Like she's 11, she hasn't yet learned how to flatter people, to make you, give you some confidence, none of that stuff. If you ask her a question, she'll just tell you it's bad or it's good. So I was working on, and as you can imagine, my Chinese pronunciation was terrible. So almost everything I said was just wrong, wrong. And this like part of what I had to do is I had to let go of my ego and um, accept that my teacher is now 11 years old. Perfectly
Yeah.
fine. She's my teacher. She knows more than I do. I'm the student. I gotta be humble. If the teacher says, yeah, that's wrongly pronounced, you accept it and you make corrections. And
Yes.
I think one of the things that helped me there was openness, just willingness to let go of my previous English, French pronunciation.
Exactly,
And then
exactly.
later I received a lot of compliments from Chinese speakers, like, wow, you pronounce so well, amazing.
Yes.
You're such a natural.
Yeah.
I'm not a natural. It took a week to do this.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
that's it. Because actually, like, to come back to Chinese and English, if you, let's say, if you use English, just tones, English pronunciation in Chinese, that's not it, because it's not the same. That's
Yes.
two different kind of things.
Yes.
So if you stay in your comfort zone while learning Chinese, you're gonna make mistakes, because Chinese don't have English kind of sounds in their language. They have all different sounds. So whenever you learn a new language and feel like, well, I'm not used to that sound, that's great. That's great, because that means you got off your comfort zone.
Yes, yes, yes. And you have to be okay with that. Um,
Yes.
part of being open is being able to accept criticism.
Yeah.
And usually it's not easy to accept criticism.
Mhm.
If, let's say, you pronounce something and I just tell you, oh, yeah, that's wrong. Yeah, that doesn't work. That's incorrect. This is the 20th try, and I say, yeah, no, it's not right. Usually, if
Mm.
someone responds that way, you feel the natural feeling is like you feel hurt, maybe upset or a little sad. So, how do you
Mhm.
deal with this feeling in order to ensure that you take in the feedback and continue growing?
Um, I think in the first place, you shouldn't be around people as a teacher that approaches errors as wrong.
Mhm.
Because unless they understand what you're saying, that's completely fine. Even if I say, if I say something in a wrong accent, but they understand, like, it's fine.
Mhm.
It's fine. It's now just about the details. So what I would do if somebody would correct me in a way that I feel hurt, I would tell them, look, do you understand what I'm saying? Yes. Okay, then please correct me. What's like really, really crucial for beginning stages, it's important to have a good language partner, language coach, or good resources, because in the beginning you make a lot of mistakes. And if you every day hear that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong, you're gonna be discouraged, because wrong, error doesn't mean bad, right? Making errors is the greatest thing ever, because they are our lessons. If you did everything right from the beginning, you wouldn't be open to change, right? Because you say, I'm great, I can do everything in the first try.
Mhm.
That's not what it's about, right? So you need to be with people that have an open mindset and see error as not negative. They see it as
Okay.
something good, and
So,
they encourage you. Mhm.
let's say you're working with me, and let's say I'm your teacher for something. I have no idea what it is. I'm trying to teach you something. And then, okay, some language you're learning from me, let's say. And I'm a kind guy. And then I also believe that error correction is the key to learning. So
Mhm.
still, still I decide to tell you when you make a mistake. Remember,
Mhm.
we're talking about intermediate to advanced level. So we're talking about
Oh.
all
Mhm.
the small mistakes are important because you're trying to solve small problems, right? So
Okay.
let's say you
Yeah.
mention something and I say, yeah, that's not right, that's incorrect. Not in a bad way, but I tell you it's incorrect.
Mhm.
Most people will still feel bad a bit, emotionally. Feel like,
Mhm.
oh no, again, I'm wrong again. I'll
Mhm.
never get this, and so on. How do
Okay.
you deal with those feelings to keep learning?
Okay. Um, what I do and I believe is efficient is to make them, if you are the teacher, to make them repeat what they're saying, and not like you made this wrong and repeat it 50 times. No, you just bring it naturally up. That means if they pronounce a word wrong, for example, jewelry, they say jewelry,
Mm,
you tell them, look, do you like my jewelry? Do you like
mm,
my jewelry? Okay, tell me more about jewelry. And then they hear you and wait, isn't he saying jewelry? Oh, okay, it's jewelry. Okay, let me,
mhm.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, somehow your image is
Just a
gone.
second.
Okay, you're back again.
Here it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, she is back.
But do you know what I'm saying? Kind of attach positivity to error rather than negativity.
Mm.
Mhm.
So this is we have two points of view. Right now, you're talking
Mhm.
about the point of view of the teacher. It's good for a
Yeah.
teacher to give feedback in a kind, soft way. And the
Yeah.
reason we have to a good teacher should give feedback that way is because if you give people direct feedback, it triggers their ego and emotions. So those are
Yes.
two parts. So we're not always
Mhm.
lucky to have good teachers. Sometimes the best teacher available to us is not really an expert at giving kind, well thought out feedback. They just tell you this is wrong. So now
Mhm.
let's look at it from the point of view of the student. You're the student. You've just been
Mhm.
told, oh, this is wrong. And now maybe you're feeling a little bad, maybe a little, oh, I mispronounced it. Oh my goodness. So how do you deal with that to
Mhm.
make sure that it doesn't take you down and you keep learning?
Okay, I get what you're saying. So in my case, if I had a bad teacher, let's say,
Hmm.
a teacher in a sense
Or
bad
an
that
11-year
is
old
not really
teacher who
compassionate with
just
me.
doesn't know. Like my Chinese teacher, she's
Okay,
11, she doesn't know. She just says
okay,
it's wrong.
okay. Yeah. All right. So in this case, you cannot change the teacher because she's not an expert in making people feel great, right? So you need to kind of see the problem in yourself. Why am I not learning? You need to, like, why am I taking this offensively? Can I change? And if you cannot change the circumstances, if the teacher is just not capable of doing this, you need to change yourself, and you need to be happy that there's somebody actually telling you the right way, right? So it's like, rather than saying I get everything wrong, you say that's great. I know what my weaknesses are, so now I can be stronger. I can learn new things. And if you feel offended by your teacher, at this point you need to think, okay, what is this teacher telling me? Because if a teacher says you're wrong, they don't tell you you're shit. No, it's you that puts this in your mind.
Yeah, yeah, yes.
You tell yourself you're shit. No, the next time your teacher says you're wrong, you rather say, okay, what did I do wrong? Okay, why is that wrong? Okay, what can I do in order to improve? Because remember, we're all very intelligent persons in here, people in here. We're polyglots, we're dedicated, so we are also able to change, right?
Yes, yes. That's right. So the key that you're
Mhm.
mentioning there is self-talk. So
Yeah.
basically, the teacher or someone has given me feedback that I've done something
Hmm.
wrong. Oh, you mispronounced this word. Oh, yeah, you don't say it that way. Or that's the wrong word.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have said ändern. You should have said verändern, and so on. Okay.
Hmm.
All
Hmm.
right.
Do you see me? Just a second.
I see you.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay. All right.
I'm here.
So,
Hmm.
oh wait, I just got confused. Oh yes, yes. So I've just received feedback that's telling me I'm doing something wrong. This is incorrect, and so on.
Right.
I'm a bit hurt,
Right.
because I'm like
Hmm.
I'm taking this a bit personally. And you're saying the key to get
Right.
out of this is positive self-talk, right? I gotta remind myself, oh, they're not trying to hurt me. They're pointing out my mistakes. If I correct this mistake, I can get
Hmm.
better, and so on. Is that what you're
Yes.
saying?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
This
Also
is this
putting
is
away
this.
your ego.
Yes. Yes. The ego is really the enemy of learning. Um, yes. So I've experienced this a lot before, because I mean I'm constantly trying to learn stuff, and I get a lot of stuff wrong as a result. So yeah. So I also have a similar solution to yours. It's still self-talk. So mine is like a specific self-talk. If let's say somebody tells me,
Hmm.
"Oh, you got this wrong," or "You did this wrong," uh, okay, I'll give you a very perfect example. So I play chess really seriously, because I have big ambitions in chess. Now, one of the most painful things in chess is to lose a game. Like, you put your mind, body, soul into the game. You try your best to find the best moves possible. And
Hmm.
after giving 100%, you still lose. That's very crushing. And you have the tendency to think that you're stupid. because you've just lost at a mental activity. Yeah? Actually, I had that experience last week. I was training with somebody who's much stronger than me, right? So I did my absolute best, and I still lost. And like, so in chess, if you lose, like, let's say, okay, chess games can last a long time, but usually what happens, if you notice that you're losing, the normal habit is to resign or quit. You say, I can see you're winning, I'm not playing anymore, game over, I accept my loss. But I don't quit games, so I play up to the end. So I kept playing for like 30 moves in a position where I know I'm losing, and I was paying attention to my emotions in that time. I'm like, oh, just really terrible. It's like the world has ended, the feeling of it. And the whole time I was giving myself positive self-talk. No, 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 no. There's many lessons to learn. And one thing I like to tell myself when I've received negative feedback and I'm down this way is that uh, basically the feedback or the negative event cannot diminish me. It can't make me smaller.
Wow.
I lost
Wow.
the game, but I'm not less of a person
Wow.
now. I'm undiminished
Yes.
by
Yes.
this.
Yeah.
So that's one side of it. And that helps me a lot, because usually when you receive negative criticism, you become upset because you feel you've been diminished. Oh, I'm stupid, or I don't learn well, I don't understand this language. But that, okay,
Yeah.
just a moment. Something with my screen. Okay. But that is actually not,
I hear you.
in reality, I'm not less of a person after I lose a chess game or after somebody tells me, oh, that was wrong. I'm still the same guy. Okay, so that's one side of the equation. I'm going to ask you a question about the other side. Criticism. Oh, are you still there? Okay, criticism is bad for learning. Oh, no, sorry, no, sorry. Criticism can make you feel bad and actually stop you from learning, because you become too emotionally involved and you stop listening, or you even reject the feedback. Now, there's also the other side of it, praise. Have you ever experienced yourself? Yeah, okay. Talk to me about that.
Well, I actually am coaching a girl right now. And
Yes.
whenever she says something right, it doesn't matter if she's saying it right, or it doesn't matter, like, unless I understand what she's saying, I praise her. I'm like, wow, do you hear yourself? You weren't able to say this 1 week ago. And you don't know what happens on her face. She has this big smile because she understands I improved.
Yes. So I'm guessing you receive a lot of praise yourself. Okay. So, praise is double-edged. Sometimes, like, I'll get praise. Oh, wow, you're such a quick learner. Amazing. And I feel good. And other times, praise actually messes with my ability to learn. Have you ever experienced that before? Like, I could give you an example of this. When I was in college, I decided to learn Spanish, right? So I learned it, let's say, I began to make tremendous progress. So my professors told me, wow, they couldn't believe how quickly I learned Spanish. Like, they looked at me like I was from another planet. And that felt really good, especially because at that point in my life, I wasn't winning. So I felt really good, but something weird happened. I didn't want to destroy their perfect image of me. So I didn't want to speak in front of them because I might make a mistake. And then they'll think, oh, he's not as amazing as we thought he was, and so on. So these are like the negative side effects of praise. I actually stopped learning because I was receiving praise. Have you ever experienced that before? Where praise is actually stopping you from doing your best?
Definitely. Definitely. Yes. I did. I did.
Hey, tell us about it.
I think the first thing that pops into my mind right now is like for appearance. Like if somebody says, "Oh, your hair looks so nice," and whatever, like then the next time I saw them, I was a bit insecure, saying like, okay, maybe they don't like it today, so maybe they think my hair isn't nice after all. Like the same thing as you. Same
Yes.
thing as you.
Yes, right. So this is um, it's like, so I have a way of dealing with both of these. I view praise and criticism as different sides of the same coin. If you criticize me and I feel small, it means that if you praise me, I've become bigger, right? So praising me kind of makes me more. So one of the tricks I have is when I receive praise, I tell myself, okay, the praise is good, but I haven't become more of a person because of it. This keeps me grounded.
Wow.
I am not
Wow.
enhanced by this
Wow.
praise. I'm not more of a person
Wow.
because you said, you're so smart. I'm the same guy. If you tell me you're so dumb, I'm the same guy. I'm not
Yes.
diminished. And this stability, I think, is also important, right, in learning.
That's very, yeah. So you say from failure, you don't become small, and from success, you don't become big.
Yes, yes. Success. One pastor says the greatest enemy of success is your previous success. Yeah,
Yes.
because it can get to your head. And I think like some people who are at an advanced level experience this. Because you advanced people might keep praising you. Oh my goodness, you're so smart. Oh my goodness, wow, you speak 6 languages. Wow. And then it goes to the head. Now you start
Yeah,
performing at
it's mostly,
50%. Yeah.
yes, because it's mostly who you talk to. To a person that speaks 12 languages, when I say, oh, you speak 6, it's like, that's cool. I did this 10 years ago, you know? So it's always
Yeah.
improving. Being the small fish in a big tank, because if you're the big fish in a small tank, everybody thinks you're great because they don't have this mindset you have. They think you're great. But once you surround yourself with people that are like you and better, you better not go like let this go to your head because you're nothing special to them.
Yes, yes, this is true. I have, this is absolutely important in language learning, or pretty much anything. Um, I have like, there's different kinds of people. There's some people who I meet who have no idea what I've accomplished, so it's not a big deal. They just treat me normal. Other people think I'm really amazing, and they treat me like I'm superior to them. Uh, Other people think they're better than me. They treat me like I'm inferior to them. And I have certain people, like I have a few people, like usually family members are like that. Uh, they just they're not really impressed by your success. They might be happy about it, but not too impressed. They think you're the same guy. Like one of my friends, if I tell him, "Oh yeah, I've done this. I'm good at math and whatever," he's like, "Okay, cool." He's not impressed. Not that he's feeling bad about it. It's just he doesn't think I'm more of a person because, or I'm somehow more amazing because of the things I've accomplished, or that I'm somehow worse because of the failures I've experienced. So this creates a kind of safety also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. To hang out with people
Yeah,
who don't think you're such a big deal.
I think that's the case actually.
What? What's
Yeah,
the case?
yeah, it kind of keeps you grounded. Um, I'm just thinking because of course like you should praise your success because you have worked hard for it, but at the end you're not big of a person. That's the thing. When once you meet people that didn't know you before, they see you as what you are right now. But once you talk to your friends again that know you from when you were little, that know you from when you didn't speak 8 languages, like they just treat you normally. That's because you stay the same. It's not
Yeah.
because you spoke 8 languages you're now fucking Steve Jobs and everything.
Yeah.
No, like
They don't care.
stay
Yeah.
humble.
Yes. Like my brother doesn't care what I do. Like yeah, you're still my little brother.
Yeah, right.
You're not going to impress me too much, which is actually surprisingly good. Oh, sorry, just one moment. Je fais une interview ici.
Don't worry.
C'est peut-être mieux de faire d'autres chambres et puis vous allez revenir, non? Je suis presque terminé, peut-être dans 15 minutes. Ok, merci. Yeah. Huh. Yes,
So,
that's, yeah. What are you saying?
well, I just want to take our example and what I feel about you that are kind of more progressed than I am. I feel very big respect for you because you have reached something I am gonna reach in just in the future. But I don't believe like, oh my gosh, and like I'm so small in comparison to him. No, I don't think this. I am just open to listen to you, right? Because you have reached so much that I want to reach and that I'm like sure to reach. But in order for me to reach it, I need to listen to people like you, great people that share their knowledge, great people that have already reached something I haven't yet. And I don't feel diminished. I don't feel superior. I just feel humble. I feel grateful, actually. I feel grateful.
Yeah,
Because
thanks,
I can
thanks.
learn so much from you.
Yeah, thanks for the kind words. That's right. And it's only a matter of time. It's like a way of thinking. A way of thinking can be learned. This is
Yes,
actually one of the
yes,
things that's very helpful. Like this is one attitude I think very important in language learning is now because of language learning actually whatever challenge I face I just say, oh, it's just a skill, I can learn it. That's a simple thing.
yes, yes,
So
yes.
like it's not even smart to think of oneself as being less than other people. Like let's say I'm less than my
Mhm.
professor because he knows more than me. Yeah, not really. He just knows more than I do. I can learn that stuff and I
Yeah,
wouldn't be more of a
of course.
person. Yeah, it's just something we've been
Mhm,
taught. And oh, I'm making mistakes now, I'm just a poor language learner, I better stop. Like,
mhm.
no, you can get better.
Yeah, yeah, that's actually what I'm thinking. Like you saying you speak 8 languages, that's awesome. But I know what it takes, and I know that I can achieve it definitely. So I'm not like many other people, monolinguists, saying 8 languages. I will never do this. No, because I know what it takes and I know how to. So it's like I respect you so much, and even if I speak 10 languages and you, for example, just two, doesn't matter. Still can learn from you
Yeah.
because
Yes.
it's a skill everybody can acquire.
Yes.
Everybody.
Actually, this is the good news of language learning. It's a skill, so you can learn it. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Well, I think we might have already done 90 minutes, huh? Which was this. This has been really fun. I've learned a lot from you. Oh, talk to us a
Yeah.
bit about your channel. Its channel is called Katharina Fink, same name. Hello? Are you still there? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so your YouTube channel is called Katharina
Yes, I
Fink,
can hear.
like your name. Uh, so tell us
Mhm.
about the channel. Why did you start it? What do you
Mhm.
do on the channel? And so on.
Yeah, why I started? I started because I believe I have a big passion for language,
Hmm.
and I have a passion of talking to people. And how can I possibly reach? How could I possibly reach more people than YouTube, than social media? I want to be an influencer. So it's like, this is the way to go. This is the way to go because I know I can motivate people. And I know so many people need this motivation and need this idol, right? And I want to be this.
Mhm. So what do you want to motivate the viewers on your channel to do?
I want to motivate them once to have this mindset because at the end, the mindset you learn in language learning is the same as the mindset you learn in learning other skills. I want them to know what mindset you need to have in order to make this language learning progress and process more enjoyable and more efficient, right?
Okay.
And the other part, of course, teaching them how to actually learn languages. Okay, so
Okay.
these two things, like having the mindset to learn languages and how to actually what to do to learn languages.
Okay, okay. So you're interested in
Mhm.
both. So some channels are just interested in teaching you like the techniques of how to learn a language, but you're interested in teaching people
Mhm.
how to think the right mindset to learn a language and also just the right mindset to change everything in their life, right? It's the same kind of thing.
Yes,
Okay, that's very good. Yeah. Yeah,
yes.
I've checked out the
Because
channel.
in the
It's really amazing.
future,
Yeah.
I want to really have, yeah, like that's my goal to be kind of mom, or not mom, just the leader of many great people in life, like really great people with great mindsets, where there's no competition. There's just empowerment.
Yes, yes, that's right. Yeah, that's a good thing. Actually, this is one thing I like about the polyglot community, language polyglot community on YouTube, is that people are, it's not really a competitive environment. The language learning, like the polyglots realize there is no harm if we work together. Like it's not a zero-sum
Yes.
game. Uh, when Katharina Fink
Mhm.
succeeds, doesn't mean others have to lose. We can all win. So yes, yes, that's
Mhm.
it. Does it's
Yeah.
not, it doesn't have to be competitive. It's not like we are fighting. Like some industries, it's like,
Yes.
let's say toothpaste company. If a customer buys my toothpaste, he might not buy yours. But in language learning, somebody could learn from Katharina, could learn from Modja, could learn from other people. No big
Yes.
deal.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. And this
Anyway,
is what's
yeah.
important to also have, sorry, to
No,
only have
I'm
connection
listening.
also. Like, awesome. Okay. So us making collabs. So my audience can come to you and your audience can come to me, because like we all have a different mindset and we all teach a different way. So it's like Lisa can like Lisa from my channel could get something from your channel, you know? So it's like, it's very good to have this collaboration.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes. Yeah, Katharina. So I think we have to end this here because yeah, time's up. Gotta meet my coach in an hour. So training session. Thanks a lot for coming to the show. Guys, if you haven't checked out the channel, Katharina Fink's channel, the link is in the description. Go there now, subscribe and watch those videos. She's really amazing, as you can see. She's like a language learner. She's also into investing. She's also an athlete on the national team of badminton, and she has a really good mindset to teach you. So you really gotta go to the channel. You must subscribe and hit the bell notification. So everybody, so you could keep receiving more videos. Uh, so thank you very much, Katharina, for coming to the show. Um, and
Thank
yeah,
you.
guys,
It was a big pleasure.
yeah, great. So guys, again, this was part of my in-depth videos. I publish these every Monday at 8 a.m. Central African time. And then I also publish videos every day from Tuesday to Sunday. Those are part of my One for the Road series, much shorter videos, just teasers. And they're all designed to help you go from intermediate to advanced in your target language. So if you don't want to miss out on any of my videos, also be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification, like this video, of course. Uh, and my goal is to have 3,000
Yes.
plus subscribers by August 1st, 2021, next year. So if you have any idea how I can do that, send me an email, write in the comment section. And of course, if you have any questions for me, I'll be very glad to answer them and serve you. My email is polyglotprinciples@gmail.com. Just go to the description of this video. Otherwise, thank you very much and hope to catch you guys on the next video. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
All right.
Awesome.
Let's stop recording.